Hello and happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to There's No Crying in Crochet. This is the podcast where you bring your crochet frustrations to us and we try to give you some answers for it. Um, I am Biz from Busy Crochet, and thank you so much for joining us today. This is my cohort.
I am Debbie from Madam Stitch, and I'm happy to be here with you this afternoon.
So, hi to Dawn. Thanks so much for being here early every single week. She's she's always the first to say hi. And well, so there might be some popping in and out, just letting you know that my internet is kind of crappy today. So we're hoping that it's going to hold together so we can get through all this. All right, let's just go ahead and take care of all of our business right up front. If you are on YouTube, make sure that you like and subscribe to our channels at Busy Crochet and at Madam Stitch Crochet. And make sure that you follow us because we are putting out new tutorials all the time. And if you are streaming on Facebook, please give StreamYard permission to see your name so we can see your name in the chat. All right, Deb, what's up this week? What have you been up to?
Oh gosh,
This is
well,
this is
we
week
missed
2. We
last
were off
week,
last week.
right? Yeah, we were off last week because we were enjoying our holiday weekends, just a little bit of time off. Although
Mhm.
Biz and I actually got together during our normal
We
podcast
can't stay
time,
away from
and
each other.
oh, we're just so close. 2 hours we spent planning the next few months worth of podcasts. So I'm very
Yes.
excited about what's coming up. But since
Yes.
we didn't see you last week, we had a wonderful 4th of July day. It was hot, but who's not hot right now? My oldest son has this beautiful property in a neighborhood, but a very large property with an in-ground pool. So every year he hosts a party with his
Oh, how
friends
nice.
and family. And he's a master smoker, master meat person.
Ooh,
He's perfected it. His brisket is to die for, and he does
that's next
chicken
on
and
our
pork
list
and
to learn.
right. He's got all of those things, and so th- I think people come for the food more than they come for the pool. The kids come for the pool, but it's just a fun time to get together with family, and a lot of the friends that they have are scout friends. My
Oh,
husband
fun.
is involved with the scout troop with the boys and my son, so it's just really cool to have a moment to just sit back, relax. Someone else has done the cooking and visit with people you don't see very often.
That
Other
sounds
than
like a
that,
great
um,
weekend.
yeah, it really was. Other than that, this week has just been full bore trying to get some things
Mm.
done for Madam Stitch that I'm really excited about
So
happening.
cool.
I actually woke myself up in the middle of the night and went, "Oh no, I've got that many designs I need to come up with for August." So, I had one of those moments where
Oh my gosh.
I'm not sure I'm gonna get it all done, but I came to my senses today and I'm all good. I've got it
Good.
all planned out. They're all gonna get done, don't worry. Um, but anyway,
Sometimes we just have those moments of panic.
yeah, and my mind goes, "There's one, there's one, there's one. Oh no, what am I
Oh
gonna
crap,
do?
and it just
Where's
keeps
the eye?"
going.
I think I scared the dog off when at one point, but anyway. What has
That's
been
too
up
funny.
with you, Biz?
Oh my god. So yeah, last weekend was really nice and relaxing. Tony had an extra couple days off, so we've been it's all baby all the time here right now. That's all we're thinking about is because little Maisie's coming a little bit sooner than we thought she was going to. We just found out yesterday that she is going to be going for a C-section on the 31st of July because Maisie is breech and she just refuses to flip over, and they don't want to let her go into labor and then end up with an emergency C-section. So they're just going to go ahead and take her out. So that's happening in like 2 weeks. Is that 2 weeks? That's
That is
one
2 weeks
2 weeks,
about.
about two and a half. It's a little
Yeah.
too soon for. I mean, like all of a sudden my heart's going flippity floppity, and it's like because a pregnancy is this oh gosh, we're having a baby. Oh, there's a baby. Oh, there's going to be a baby. There's a baby. And then all of a sudden it's, oh my God, there's going to be
There's a
a
baby.
human being in my house in like 2.5 weeks. It's going to be another person. So that's where I'm at emotionally right now with this whole thing.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then Frankie, she's gonna be 13 in October. We need her to just at least make it to her birthday. We had a couple of weeks of not eating, vomiting, bloody stool, that kind of stuff. Found out she had pancreatitis. And so she's much better now. She took a week of medicine and she's doing really good. Really, really good. Very, very
That's good.
spunky, and she's back almost to normal Frankie behavior. And but it's like one week we're doing really amazing, the next week we're funky and we're not eating again. And I'm just like, what's going on? We've
Yeah.
removed everything from her diet that could possibly be causing her problems.
Mhm.
She literally just lives on this little bit of food that she gets for breakfast and supper, and she's very happy with it, but she's very, I don't know, I just there's too much going
Yeah,
on.
it's aging dog. I know. Well, you've got new life and Frankie, and
Yeah, we've got
that's a lot
yeah,
to
and Frankie.
handle. Frankie.
New life and
Uh,
Frankie, that's like a whole explanation right there.
Good grief. Yeah, and then all the stuff that you normally do, like you're running a cow right now.
Right, there's the crochet along, which I'm trying to I don't know, I'm trying to have the energy to do all of this stuff, and it keeps waning on me. So, this weekend I made Tony okay, so back to just finishing up this week real quick. So I made Tony take the next 2 Saturdays off because next weekend is her baby shower. This weekend, I'm having him smoke some pork butts so that we can do pulled pork sandwiches next weekend, which we're planning on eating some for supper tonight too, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Yay!
Yes, and, other than that, that's what we're doing. I mean, it's just a lot all of the time. We're, like, racing full bore
Yep.
100 miles an hour right now,
Yes, you are.
and I still have to get my school supplies. Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
then it's
I start school
apropos
on the
that we're
19th of
talking
August
about
too.
back to school. Of course, we're not gonna be decorating a college dorm room for you, but
Right,
you
right.
know what? You could decorate your office with stuff.
It is on my heart right now, these college students going back to school, so, yeah, it's
Absolutely.
great
Yep,
that
absolutely.
that happens to be this week's topic.
Back to
We just
school.
Yeah, we just had to do kind of a back to school series in the month of July because it's really the time to start preparing for that.
Mhm.
If you want to actually be able to send it with your student. We're focusing on college students in this particular episode just because um, it varies where you live as to when your middle schoolers, your elementary schoolers, and all of those guys start. But colleges are pretty firm. It's right at the beginning or middle of August, so it's a good time to start working on things to send with them, so they have some home.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Alrighty. So, do we want to just bounce right into this presentation that we have, or are we gonna talk a little bit more about this? Because you know what, I never did end up getting our little list printed off. I'm
You know
so-
what? I will help you with that. So we talked a little bit
oh,
about, telling you about why you would wanna crochet for a college student. You know, by the time they get to be 18, they'll a lot of us are just kind of go off to college, give us a break, life is grand, it's
yeah.
wonderful. But I will never forget when my youngest, my daughter, went off to college, and the funny thing was, I was teaching at the college at the university where she was going to be a freshman, so
Okay.
she was only 15, 20 minutes from home, but we made the decision that she would live in the dorm,
Oh,
experience that
nice.
life, all of that stuff. Well, Lehigh University it's a second tier Ivy League school, and so all of the buildings are unair conditioned and well,
Mm.
at least the freshman dorms are unair conditioned, and
Oh, yuck.
they're big stone buildings, but the rooms are minuscule. There's enough room for a bed and a bed, a desk and a desk, and 2 closets, and you walk
Mm,
down the center of it, and life is grand. If you don't
yeah.
happen to like your roommate, you be out of luck because they're right in your face 24/7. So so
You're
I'll
gonna know
never
more about
forget.
them than you ever wanted to know.
Exactly, even if you do know them, that might, you know, who knows? But
Yes.
anyway, I remember when she moved in, and I wasn't doing a lot of crochet at the time because I was so busy, and even being that close to home, she was homesick.
Yeah.
The
Mm.
cell phone that she had didn't have service in her room. She
Oh,
couldn't get
man.
service in her room, so she'd have to walk somewhere else. Of course, she could just walk across campus to my office and see me, but, and she did spend a lot of study hours in there, but she was still homesick. So
Yeah.
it's freshmen, no matter who they are
Yeah.
likely to suffer from some sort of homesickness. And so one of the reasons why we would want to crochet for them is to give them a little touch of home. You know, either
Yeah.
something that they've grown up with that you want to send with them or something new and fresh. Uh,
Mhm.
like we have a lot of blankets in the presentation today. Blankets
Mhm.
are amazing because
Yes.
they cuddle up with them. We've got some other
Mhm.
things that they can use as well, but it's just a little taste of home.
Well, and, I know this is gonna sound kinda weird, but it's you also have that smell of home on things like
Mhm.
that. Like,
You don't know it, but you do.
yes, like, it just
Mhm.
even being able to smell it, it just, like, takes you back to that place of peace, like, if your home is a peaceful place. But when you were talking
Yeah.
about the size of the dorm rooms, that's all I've ever seen, and I've only ever been to, like, the UW, the University of Wisconsin system, and all
Mhm.
of their dorms are just these little, like, they're like hallways with beds in
The
them.
cubicle.
Yeah, they are, and so when I watch these movies where these kids check in and they
Massive.
go into these and they're like small apartments, where are you going to school? Like,
Well,
come
I will
on.
say that my daughter's junior year, she was still living on campus, and they did have upperclassmen apartments where there
Really?
was a common room, a kitchenette,
Oh, wow, okay.
and you either had a double room or a single
Mhm.
room in that quad,
Yeah.
and it was like an apartment. So that may not be the case with a lot of universities, but
Well, I know that
Lehigh,
the
like I s
University of West Florida down here in Pensacola has they call them, student apartments, and it is
Mhm,
like that where they've got, like, 4 bedrooms
yeah.
and then there's a common space.
Well, when you're talking about upperclassmen, of course, the freshmen, you wanna help them with their homesickness, that sort of thing. The
Yeah.
upperclassmen now have a little firmer grasp on how they wanna decorate their room,
Mhm.
but it would, what a cool idea to give them a going away gift. The day that they
Mhm.
pack the car and they're getting ready to drive away, and you give them a going away gift that fits in whatever space they happen to be
Right,
occupying during their
right.
upper class years.
Yeah.
Um, things like that. I know storage solutions are a big deal,
Mhm.
um, because you just don't have a lot of space. So, how you
Right.
organize your space, it could be, I don't have any of these in the presentation today, but you could think baskets to store under the bed.
Mhm.
Because a lot of
Mhm.
times they'll put the beds up on risers so that you can use that space underneath for
Mhm.
storage. So, you could use baskets, things for the desk, all of that kind of stuff.
Right, right, and, you were saying things for them, going away, like, giving them, like, a going away care basket.
Mhm.
Because, we all know what it's like to have our first apartment or our first place to live. So, like, yes, that freshman, it's still, there's a lot that's really provided for you in the dorm system where they've got the meal plans and the this and the that. But, when you get to a place where you're a little bit older and you're maybe apartment looking or whatever, you can think of it in terms of we all need toilet paper, we all need paper towel, we know, all these things. And there are ways that you can provide holders for that stuff or basket, like you said, baskets for that stuff. And so yeah, um, and even even blankets and things like that for the older kids
Mhm.
uh work really, really well too. All right. So
And
we are
they end
going
up
to.
going to the university center for their snacks or the grocery
Right.
store to for the kitchen. So market bags, totes,
Oh
that
yeah.
sort of thing,
Yeah. Snack
right?
bags, that kind of stuff that
Mhm.
easy,
Yeah.
easy to tote things around. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up our presentation. Because we are talking about the college dorm today.
Oh,
All right.
look at
So we
these
discovered
blankets
something
are
today.
amazing. Go ahead.
On the bottom, if you're watching on YouTube, there is going to be a little square on the bottom of the screen that allows you to go full screen. We recommend going full screen today because it'll help you see all the pictures. I'm doing it. So it's so much easier to see. Like they're right there.
I'll stay out of full screen and just monitor some comments, but I
Okay.
love the blankets that
Yes.
these designers have submitted because they are so cozy looking. Oh my
They
goodness.
do look
What
nice and
I
cozy.
what we did here was we gathered up some pictures from designers who wanted their blankets displayed, and underneath each picture you're going to find the name of the blanket and the designer.
Yep.
So if you miss something today as we go through, you can always go back to the replay and
Mhm.
find that spot, and they're right there. Um, and if we get around to it, we'll try to put the links to the designers' shops or to their blogs in the description so that you'll have that available. But I think these are just so cozy, so
They are
cozy.
cozy, and the thing that I love now, the one on the left, the KC Throw blanket by Loophole
Mhm.
Fox, that one's just that really nice neutral, it's gonna go with anything that you have,
Right?
super squish and comfy. The thing I like about the other 2 is that they're super customizable as far as, like, if you wanna go spirit colors for your college kid,
That
um,
middle one
that
would be
that
great.
middle one would be
Mhm.
amazing for that. That's the easy double crochet blanket by stitching together. And then the random rounds, if you are looking to get rid of your
Scrap
scrap,
scrap yarn.
there's nothing better than scrap blankets for uh college dorms because even when we were doing high school ministry in our home, every time that we had the kids come over for, just Bible study or hanging out at the house or watching movies or whatever we were doing, I had blankets that I had just thrown together out of scrap yarn because they were always cold. All of them were always cold. So I made a bunch of scrap blankets and every single one of them just absolutely loved them. They just loved them to death. So scraps are amazing. And that last one is Random Rounds blanket by Dora Does.
Yes.
Cuteness.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, these
Yeah.
are all Sonia's. Okay.
Yep, these are
All
all
3 of these are
from
just
Blackstone Designs, right?
yeah,
So you've got 3 completely different designs. Again,
yeah.
that one on the right-hand side is perfect for customizing with school colors.
Yes,
I
that
love the
co-stone
little
blanket.
hearts. I love the little hearts. Just
Yes. And she did that one out of, blanket yarn.
mm,
And, so it's if you're interested in doing a blanket yarn blanket, here's a really nice one, especially, like, you just, sending your heart along with your kid to college and, um you could even do that for boys. Now, I don't know if they would put up with that because I know that my boy would be like, "No, I'm not taking a heart blanket to college." But you could still do it and, just slip it in his car or whatever and do it in, like, dark colors, like blue and green or something,
yeah,
but
there you go. Yeah, yeah,
just not
yeah.
that puffy pink.
Pink and
So,
white,
unless they're a puffy
probably
pink
not
person,
his
so.
jam. Yeah, probably not his jam.
And then the Sawyer's blanket is a really nice one too for like if you're looking to do some texture and it looks like it's pretty thick. I don't know what she used on that one, but it looks like a chunky.
I believe, I don't know, again, I don't know the weight of the yarn, but I believe that that's surface slip stitch that she
It looks
used.
like it, yeah.
Mhm.
Ooh, go on, girl.
Gorgeous.
Okay. All right. And then we've got Bubble Burst
Color.
Fidget Blanket by Hookfully. That's cute.
So what you can't see in the picture is those those balls in
Yes,
each
the
strip
puffs.
can be push to the other side, so you
Oh, it
can
pops
sit,
through.
right? So you can sit with your blanket and push that back and forth from front to
Okay, so
back
it's kinda
and
like a fidget
fidget.
blanket.
Exactly,
Oh,
exactly.
it even okay, so here's how quick I am. It's called the Bubble Burst Fidget Blanket. Um, so jeez Louise. Okay, and then there's Busy Lizzie's Patchwork Blanket by Hookfully as well. Oh, these are all by
Mhm.
Hookfully.
Yep.
And then the Granny Square Blanket.
Then
Okay.
a granny square blanket, which speaks to my heart, as you know. So, but it looks like she's used chunky yarn. I don't usually use
Yeah.
chunky yarn, but man, a granny square blanket and a big fuzzy blanket yarn would be so cozy.
Oh, yeah, and you know what? So much of the granny square look is so popular now, and, uh, I think that it's because like, my daughter, everything she likes right now is that super beige, everything's so beige. Like, what is with does nobody believe in color anymore? Because okay, so her baby room I know I'm totally off track here, but her baby room is, like, beige tan, gray, like a real misty gray, kind of uh, like a steel gray blue, but more on the misty edge of it, and a sage green. And I'm like, girl, color in this room. And she doesn't like
Well,
pink. She doesn't like so
but you can add pops of color to that neutral palette, and it would
yeah.
be if you could, maybe just throw a pillow in there
I
when
think
she's not
yellow might be
looking.
the only color she's gonna allow in there because she's basing it off of Original Pooh, and so that's got that
Ah,
very muted, real muted palette to it, and she's just in love with that palette and the sepia golden tones and all of that stuff, but that granny square and I said all of that to say that that granny square would go so perfect in with that
mhm.
super neutrally beigey it just because it
Yep.
goes, because it's old and it's got that old kind of boho look to it. Oh, jeez. Here we are, we're trying to modernize the stinking granny square. I can't get the next slide. There it is. Oh, jeez.
Good. Alright, now these are a little bit more, modern looking, I think, a little bit more
Yes.
neutral. I love the hexagons. If you've never made hexagons and joined them together in something, they are a lot of fun to work with.
They are. And I love them because they fit together like a jigsaw puzzle, and
Mhm.
I love jigsaw puzzles, so I'm always like, "Ooh, how can I make that work?" But that's the solid hexagon throw from Rafa Musa Designs. And then we got the
Yes.
vintage vibe blanket from the Crochet Fix. That's super cute. It's looks
Mhm.
almost like Call the
Looks
Midwife, but in a square.
there you go. It looks like it has, what, popcorns or baubles or something like that in there?
No, that looks like
No?
those are holes. Uh,
Oh, I can't s
fillet,
I'm not full screen. Wait, let me
like
go
a
full screen.
fillet.
Oh, see, that's what happens when you're not full screen. You can't you can't see the holes.
I
Oh
mean,
my
it could
gosh.
be bobbles, but I think it's holes.
No,
But
I
yeah,
think you're right, you're right.
that one's cute. It's very muted, understated, and it's really great ombre. I like that. And then there's the 50 Shades of Grey blanket by Easy on the Tongue.
Now it's 5 shades of gray.
Okay. Five
It
shades.
it really is. We really don't wanna be sending our college students off with that.
Here, dear,
Oh
I picked
my.
you up some reading material and I made you a blanket to go with it. Don't come home pregnant. Like, what?
Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm okay. It is 5 shades of gray, and I believe it's because she used 5 shades of gray.
Hey, that's a really simple explanation.
Maybe we should move on. Okay, all right,
So,
I'm good.
anywho, all right. The two stitch textured Tunisian. Oh, nice. Some Tunisian in here.
That is
Like a
a
knitted
tongue
knotter, a
twister.
knitted knotter.
Okay, now I have to explain, of course, I when I was gathering
Yeah.
all of these photos, I got to go to every single blog post.
Yeah.
Um, and this is actually a set of different stitches to
Oh,
make different
nice.
blankets. So it's not just one blanket. Each color
Oh,
represents a different it's using 2 stitches
uh-huh.
in Tunisian in
Combinations.
different combinations so that you get
Nice.
these particular textures.
Oh, I like it.
Um, there are about 4 or 5 blankets, I think, on our blog post, so I would
Yeah.
check that if you like Tunisian, that would be a great one to check out.
Oh, it looks pretty. I like it. I
Mhm,
like texture. I'm a texture girl. All right, and
mhm,
then Sea Breeze Throw by my crochet space. That's another one that looks nice and chunky too. Like, is that a
and the
pine
summer
stitch?
I do not
That looks like an
know.
alpine stitch.
Oh, I love alpine stitch, oh my
Me
gosh,
too. So thick and
I love
chunky.
it. Mhm, and the summer crochet throw because
Oh, that
there
one's
is
pretty.
summer school.
Yes. I love the fringe. I like that. It's so pretty. The
Mhm.
chunky blanket. Now that is super
Oh,
cute. It looks like it's super chunky.
yeah, and listen,
I
if
think I'm
you've
gonna have to go
never
check her
checked
out.
out Christine's
Mm.
designs, she works with chunky and bulky weight yarns, and she
Wow.
lives in between the Finger Lakes. She just lives in an amazing outdoor area,
Oh,
and
nice.
all of her designs have that vintage cabin, I'm in the woods feel. So if you're
Mm.
looking for comfort, man, that is the one to do.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Mhm.
Alrighty. So now we're moving on to pillows because if you got blankets, pillows make great accents for college dorms that don't take up a whole ton of space. And they're great for having, like when you have friends over or, everybody
Mhm.
likes to hold on to a pillow when you're sitting and chatting.
Watching TV, you can prop it behind you, or a lot
Yeah.
of students will do their homework in their bed.
Hmm.
So you could use that for propping up your laptop on your lap or behind you. I mean, and then it functions as decoration.
Yes. I like that Infinity 8 pillow by Simply Melanie Jane.
Mhm.
That's cute. I like the texture on that. It looks like blanket material or blanket yarn. Textured heart pillow by Made by Goody.
Mhm.
Send a little love with your loved one. Timeless pillow cover by Simply Hooked by Janet. That has that kind of heart look to it.
It does. That one actually just the stitches are worked in a way that makes it look like tiny little hearts, and
Yeah,
that pattern actually comes in 2 sizes, and it's a
cute.
cover, so you can take it off. You can see the buttons. So she
Yeah.
has it you can either make it so the cover can be removed or
Uh-huh.
it's sewn up so the cover stays on the form.
Sure. Cool. And then the textured pillow by Stitching Together.
Mhm.
That's cute. That looks like one of those faux knit stitches. All right, here's some
Now
more
we get into
fun
the fun stuff.
stuff.
I don't even
Yes,
know how to say this. That is an
axolotl.
L at the it is an L. I'm not familiar with this character, but
Yes, it's an actual
these
real
2
animal.
is it really? These 2 pillows, the shark and the axolotl, have book pockets in them.
Uh-huh.
So they can be used for decoration, they can store your book when you're not reading it. I think they're
I'm sure you
fabulous.
could even shove your jammies in it if you wanted to.
Your cell phone, whatever.
There you
Just
go.
don't lose it.
But, like, if you have, any geeky nerd children like I do, my kids would love character pillows to go to school
Mhm.
with, more so than they would like, an adulty looking anything.
Right.
So, these are so great, and I know that, Sonia actually has more pillows like this. But yeah, an axolotl is an actual animal, and you can, they're like a fish. They go in an aquarium, and my daughter wants one really bad, and I just no. And so
How big are they?
I don't know. I think they're small. Some of them can be larger. I have not really looked them up, but I think they're ugly as sin and but super cute. Like the character is very, very cute. And since she couldn't get an axolotl, she bought little axolotl toys for her dog, and her dog has 2 of them. So, yes, we are
Cool. I'll
axolotl
have to look
fans in this house.
I will have to look into that.
Yes.
But then
I don't know
Sonia
how deep you
also
wanna go,
did
but, yeah, the
a
shark
tartan
pillow,
plaid, a
she
shark
actually had
pillow, and
I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you.
no, go ahead.
Just I was gonna say that Sonia has a Shark Week every year. Last year was her first year, so this is her second year doing it, and she made this shark pillow last year, and so it's always it's a forever free on her blog, and so this year I haven't kept up with this year's patterns yet, but I know there's some super cute ones that you could use for if you've got a shark fan to send to school with them. Let's see, there's the Wallace Tartan Plaid pillow,
Mhm.
and then the L Square pillow by Underground Crafter. L Square.
Now I need to add something here because,
Okay.
Marie gave me some information. So she says this could go, this blog post actually has 5 tips for parents for getting their teens ready to live in a dorm
Oh,
or an
cool.
on-campus apartment. Um, so that's a good one to check out because it comes with a blog post with some tips and tricks
Tips
for
and tricks. Nice.
parents. Mhm.
Nice. All right. Oh, cute.
Lean on me. Oh,
Yes. Supportive Cushion by Dora Does. I like that. These are either super textured or they've got some kind of picture in them. Diamond Stitch Pillow by Hookfully and a Corner to Corner Heart Pillow by Hookfully. I'm not a fan. I don't do corner to corner because I can't grasp the concept of the color changing. It is just not something I'm willing to work through.
I do it, but um, not very often.
I love
It's
it. I
it's
think it's
just
an amazing way to put the pictures in there. I really, really want to because the stuff is so cute, but I don't have the
but
patience. Not right now. Ooh, cuteness.
right?
Corner to Corner again, a vintage pillow by Rafa Musa. I
And though
love
that's actually 6 squares put together,
okay.
I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then loved I like bolster pillows. I'm a fan of them because I always try to have one on my lower back. So I really like that there are longer ones as well as the regular squares. And cactuses are so popular still. Cactus pillow by
Mhm.
Spotted Horse. All right. Oh, fun. Here we go. Here's some storage solutions for your kids. The Millie hanging basket by the Loophole Fox. Now, is that on a on a dowel?
It's probably on a dowel. Yeah, so I think that's 3 different baskets that's
Oh, okay,
showing in the
yeah.
picture, and they're hung. It can get tricky to hang on a concrete wall, but there are ways that you can do it where you're not drilling a steel, screw into the wall and then getting kicked out of college because you
Yeah.
ruined the property, but I
Well, those
think
contact strips work really nice.
yep, yep,
And then the
but a
Highbury pen holder by Stitching Together.
mhm.
And then it seems like Sonia like went one step further with the pen holder and made a whole organizer caddy,
Looks like it,
which
yeah,
that would be so
and
fun on a desk.
it has a handle,
It
so
does.
you can transport it.
You can move it around the room. That's nice. All right. Remote control caddy by Green Fox Farms and Designs. I don't know where you could make something that would hang over maybe the end of a bed.
Right? You could probably use that if you weighted the other part of it, and when you have an apartment, that would
Yes,
be something that you could use.
for sure. Pop of Color Book Sleeve by it's a book sleeve. Okay,
Mhm.
by Green Fox Farms. That's fun. So you could do these. It looks like it's is it once it looks like it's a couple different sizes. But you could use those for your pleasure reading books, you could use that for your Kindle, you could use that for your school books, I know the college ones are usually a little bit thicker, but I like that, that's a really great idea.
Yeah.
And then the Geo Chunky Basket by Hookfully, that one looks like it's a little bit bigger and would hold a little bit more.
Yeah.
Alright, we've got some team spirit happening here.
This is one of
So
my faves.
yeah, these are simple things that are great to send to school with your kid. So they've got a little bit of that team spirit stuff, but also like they're super practical. Um, but Simply Melanie Jane, her mug cozy and coaster, you could definitely do striping team spirit there. The can cozy by the Loophole Fox, and then the scrunchies.
Yeah,
That
that's a whole bunch of scrunchies
yeah,
that you do in team colors,
I love it.
school colors. Yeah.
That would be great for, Saturday wear, go to the game Friday night.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Team Pride Drink Cozy by Blackstone Designs. So, football, just because it's a bottle doesn't mean it has to be beer. It could be root beer.
And just
So,
because it has a star on it doesn't mean that we support the Dallas Cowboys. Just
or,
saying.
or the Seattle
Just
Seahawks,
saying.
since we're going
Please.
there.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, we digress. So think college, and we'll think college colors.
Yeah.
Then there's the Dooley Scarf by Two Brothers Blanket. And the I Love Football Pillow by Madam Stitch. I wonder who
Uh,
that is.
I don't know.
Must
I
be an
have
upcoming new person on the market.
so much fun making up. That is a two-sided pillow, so you don't see the other side.
Okay.
But the football is C to C, that one side, and the other side is a granny square with popcorn stitches
Oh,
worked in team colors. So
cute.
since we're Eagles fans, on the other side it has the midnight blue or green or whatever it is, black and white on the other side.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that is worthy of a cheer.
Yeehaw. All right. And then there's some team spirit stuff. This is all me. I'm in the process of eventually making a whole bunch of different mascots for all the different colleges. I only have 3 so far. There's also the Fawn River Cowl, and there's mittens that go with this set, but you could do these in team colors. Then there's the elephant mascot, the gator mascot, the cardinal mascot at the moment. But yeah, that's pretty much it for all of the different things. Oh, I gotta
Well,
take this out
that's
of full
it for the
screen.
pictures. Now, as far
Yeah,
as um, yeah, if as far as it was one of those weeks where and the presentation takes a little bit of time to put together, and I was so busy with other stuff that I didn't get everything in here. So I wanted to just make sure we had another category that sort of lumped some things in that we didn't get to, but we're going to try to. I'm either going to write a blog post or something and put them in there.
yeah,
Um, but there, you need to go to Sonia's website,
yeah.
Blackstone Designs, and
Mhm.
check out her soup bowl cozies. Holy cow, they are hilarious and fabulous all at the same time. She has a shark one, a bear one, and a lion one, and then she has shark bookends. It's hilarious. It takes plastic pieces and the head of the shark is here, the butt of the shark is here,
How
so it looks like
funny.
the shark is jumping through the pile. It's hilarious. Um, there were coasters and laptop cases and, phone cases and things like that, so those are some things to think about. We had talked about that a little bit earlier, but
Yeah.
think about electronics too, because electronics are central to a college student's, um, classroom life and dorm life. So having protection for those is key.
Um, you had said, the technology things, like, even the little earbud holders, the
Mhm.
little bags that you can do to hold those, and, the string so that it doesn't coil up on itself and get all tangled and stuff, you can make
Yep.
little, um what is it called? Like almost like a cover for the
Well, I don't think it's I-cord because that's not hollow in the center, but, you could probably just do a spiral in a really
yeah.
tight
I know that
straw
there are patterns
size.
out there for it.
Mhm,
So yeah, but I was just gonna bring this up because Dawn had left a comment while we were talking about the blankets and stuff that she just did a corner to corner graduation 2024 for her great nephew. It was huge from Magic Pixels. So happy to get it done and mailed. And it's so such a good feeling to get those things off your chest, man.
mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
don't forget about the yeah, because like you she excuse me just a second. Like Deb said, we kind of ran out of time at the last minute to get everything into the presentation, but we wanted you guys to also think about beyond just the creature comforts to
Mhm.
bags and uh electronics and um things like slippers
Yep.
and for now I know that when they're in the dorms a lot of them just wear those shower shoes around, but I'm thinking once you get back into the dorm you can slip on some slippers instead of having to walk on concrete and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But other than
Alright.
that,
How about we give them a few tips for making
yeah,
crochet for
yes,
your college students? So the first thing is you need to check the rules of the dorm
hmm,
because you mentioned the shower slippers. That's
yeah.
kind of a rule in freshman dorms. They want to kind of break them in. So sending them with crocheted slippers, that might only work in their room. But if they're out and about, they might have to do something else.
Yeah.
But there might be rules about what kinds of materials you can have in the dorm room, for
Yes,
safety, right?
yes. Because there are so many things like allergies and all of that
Mhm.
stuff. You want to check and make sure that there's not a fiber that's maybe out, ruled out. The other thing
Make
I gotta go,
sure
but
that it's easy to care for because college
yes,
students, A, hate to do laundry, and B, are rough on their stuff. So
yes, they are.
you want to make sure it's easy to care for. So something like a nice merino wool, probably not a good idea.
Unless
But
you have one of
they're
those really particular kids.
right. So it has to be matched to your child. But I know my children were hard on their things.
Oh yeah,
So
oh yeah,
just make sure that it's
definitely.
easy to care for, not only for you, for the student, but for you, because Lord knows they may bring that laundry home.
I was gonna
So
say they're coming home with it,
yeah, they may
but
not wash it at
also
the dorm.
yes, and also make sure that, like, it's safe. It's a safe item, that
Mhm.
you're using. It's not super inflammatory. It's not is that even a word, flammatory? Flam
Flammable.
flammable. Yes, okay. It's not gonna start on fire. It doesn't catch fire easily. Um, you gotta make sure that, yeah, I can't think of other things other than, like, fire. What else could be safe? Make sure that you don't okay, so I know that they're not babies, but no choking hazards. Don't put lots of long strings on things that they're gonna get wrapped around their neck while they're sleeping. You know,
Well, I will say that I hate to even think this way, but it does happen. There is a chance of theft in the dorms.
oh yeah,
Even though doors are locked, there are people coming in and out at all times. So you
yeah,
want to make sure that what you make them isn't something valuable that if it were taken, it would be a really
irreplaceable.
traumatic experience, right?
Yeah,
So you want
yeah,
to make sure don't send grandma's heirloom blanket that's 50 years old to the dorm because
no,
that's probably not a good idea.
yeah,
So you want to just kind of read the room a little bit and make
yeah,
sure that it's easy to care for, but also if someone did decide that they wanted the blanket that you made your daughter for her dorm
yeah,
room,
yeah,
you could easily make another one and it wouldn't be a big deal.
yes, yes. And just remember, to bless them, not curse them. But yeah. All right. So do you feel like there's anything else that you want to add to our subject today?
I don't think so. I all of the designers that we've listed in this particular episode are they have other things in their shops that would probably be a great
Yes.
thing to make. We have things that we didn't show. For instance,
Hmm.
I have one of my favorite blankets is one that I gave my middle son a couple of years ago, and
Uh-huh.
it's just a granny ripple blanket, but it's in a tweedy, really soft yarn, and
Mhm.
man, when it gets cold in the wintertime, he's cuddled up in it. So
Yeah.
it's things like that we have in our shops as well. So make sure you check out those
Yeah.
for
Well,
some
and there is
ideas.
one thing you had said, that it's super tweety, and all of a sudden it made me think of an Ivy League school. Another thing that you can do
Mm,
to really make sure that your whatever you're sending with your kid is make it very appropriate for wherever they're going to be. Because like
right.
Florida, big, comfy, squishy blankets aren't really needed. Lighter blankets, things that they can wrap around
Yep.
them that just takes a little bit of the chill out of the air, those are a little bit more appropriate. The big squishy ones are definitely for the
Hmm.
northern and Midwest places. But yeah, so we that was it pretty much. And
And now for our next act.
yes. Dun, dun, dun. What are you watching this week, Deb?
Oh gosh, I'm going to sound like a broken record.
It's okay. We are
But
in that season.
yes, well, there is no new TV. Although I will say that my daughter and I started to watch. We watched season 2 of Traders UK first, and then we're going back and watching season 1 to see how
Yes.
different it is, and I've just fallen in love with that show.
Have you done
But
Australia
Days
yet?
No, I haven't done Australia yet. I just haven't had a lot of time to watch TV lately,
Yeah.
so, uh, but the broken record part is the Phillies had a mini slump. We were going,
Oh,
"Okay, here's the team we know and love, the one that's losing games to the teams that haven't won 10 games in a half a season." This is great. So, and then 3 of our top players, I mean, they're on the all-star team. They're that good, and they were injured. Like, okay, here we go. It's going to be that kind of season. No, those 2 players came back in a quick hurry. While they were on the injured list, the Phillies continued to win, and they just won. They set a record this week of the most wins before the All-Star break, which is
oh, that's
Tuesday.
awesome.
Um, and they whipped up on this made me so happy. And I'm sorry for those of you who are in the South. The Atlanta Braves are in our division, right? And last year, they were just always ahead of the Phillies. They
Yeah.
just
I'm sorry.
game after game. The Phillies are 10 or 11 games ahead of them in the division this
Oh, that's
season.
awesome.
And they just came to town and the Phillies swept the series or they beat the living daylights out of them. It's just so
Nice.
great to see. So I'm sorry. It may be that we're after the All-Star break, and I'm going, yeah, the Phillies are back. But right now, it's just so much fun to watch the game because they're so exciting.
That's
And the
awesome.
stadium is sold out every game, even when they're
That's
playing like crap. So that's what we're watching.
well, the
What
only
about
baseball
you?
I'm really getting in my life is watching my son play softball on Tuesdays. And
Oh, that's
um
fun.
he's not he's not a sportsy guy, but he decided that he wanted to try his hand at some different things and try, playing softball with his church league. So, um, he's been having fun and doing great, and he's at least trying something different. And so that's the only baseball I'm getting in. And then my TV time has been a lot less too. I've been in my office a lot more lately, so I haven't been watching a lot, but I'm been more doing movies, and I finished the original Mad Max trilogy.
Ooh, how is that?
It's really it was a lot better. It's kind of funny how you can see the progression of the movies from, like, 1979, and then 1982, and then 1985, how they went from this really indie, crusty, not good movie, the first one, and then the second one, they tried a little harder, and it was a little bit better, and they had more actors, and they just had more of a story to it, and then the third one, they had, like, there's Tina Turner, there was, like, a whole soundtrack, they tried really hard, they had a really, like, big story to it. I mean, like, it's just funny watching the progression of those movies.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, that's what I've been doing, but, I am trying to convince my husband to now partake in the, Matrix trilogy. He doesn't want to. He doesn't.
Why? Oh, it's
Yeah.
so good. So good.
No, I know,
So
but
good.
he won't do it. That's one of those, "I'm not doing it." We'll see. We will see. So,
Wear him down.
I will. It's been spending 31 years wearing that man down. But yes.
And you're not there yet?
No.
What?
No. Oh my gosh, so this month is so crazy, like, our anniversary is this month, we're having a grandbaby this month, it's just like, oh my god, there's so much going on.
Nothing going on in my sphere right now. That's all in August.
Oh, alright, so next month is gonna be crazy land for you.
It's Granny Square month. I mean, come on.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, and we did make some
Yeah,
plans for Granny Square month.
we
Oh,
did.
speaking of this month, so just a heads up, we did have someone ask us for, some help with pricing, understanding pricing your work as a crochet creator. And so that is going to be next week's crochet skills class that we're going to be doing. And then we're
Yep,
going to finish up this month with, we've been talking about Sonia Blackstone, and we are going to
a
finish up
lot.
this month having an afternoon talking with Sonia about her designs, her design aesthetic, and she's so much fun and she's such a great person. And so we
Can't
can't wait for
wait.
you guys to meet her.
Can't wait. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
All right. So, other than that, is there anything else you want to say to our watchers?
I don't think so. Just stay tuned to our YouTube channels and to the Facebook page,
Mhm.
so that you can see what's coming up.
Hang out with us.
Yep, we love it.
All right, y'all. You take care. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next Friday.
On the flip side, bye.